Time for your Monday Night Raw hot takes. I posted on the community tab, and you guys give me your thoughts, opinions, and hot takes. First one, Jamie K, scorching take. I personally feel that Jacob Fatu is losing aura. Yeah, I kind of agree with you, actually. Jacob Fatu doesn't feel the same monster that he did when he first debuted, and I get it, a debut is special, and his debut was like none other. He beat down Cody, Kevin, and Randy, so I don't expect that every time, but the other day, Roman and him, they were confronting each other, and Roman just Superman punched him out of the way. If he was at 100 aura points when he first came into WWE, I would say right now he's at 90. So he's still very strong and protected, but yeah, he has some of the shine has worn off. Christian Jasso. I'm glad that the Usos are back, but I think Jimmy should start being a single star, kind of like when it was just Jey and Roman in 2020. I wouldn't want to see Jey so much bigger than Jimmy. Yeah, it would kind of suck. Usually when tag teams break up, one is bigger than the other. Classic point is Shawn Michaels being way bigger than Marty Jannetty. The Miz being bigger than John Morrison, though John Morrison has had a decent career without The Miz, but let's be honest, he became the superstar. Jey Uso is huge, so much bigger than Jimmy, and Jimmy seems to be like jobbing all the time, but we have a situation also where Jimmy's not going anywhere. And so I don't know what they're really going to do with Jimmy. Hopefully they can build Jimmy up, because if Jimmy is a jobber for the rest of his career while Jey is just going to new heights, it would kind of be awkward. Alan Serpenta, Dom needs to beat Gunther. Holy crap! Of all the people in all the world, it's Dominic Mysterio that beats Gunther. That would be insane. People would riot. Cats and dogs would be living in harmony together if Dominic Mysterio beat Gunther. I think on one hand, it would be awesome, amazing, and hilarious. On the other hand, I just don't know. I just don't know if I can see it. That's a hot take. Congratulations. That's a hot take that I don't even know if I could wrap my brain around. I can see Dominic Mysterio being world champion, but for Dominic to beat Gunther, for one of the few losses on Gunther's career to be Dominic, I don't know if I could fathom that. I don't think I would hate it, but at the same time, I don't know if my brain can compute it. Do you know what else is hot? This belt right here, and it can be all yours. All you gotta do, comment below. At 10,000 subscribers, I'm gonna give the belt away. Why am I doing it? Because I'm on a quest that is to become a full-time YouTuber, and 10,000, that's a good number to start off with on that quest, and so I will give this belt away, free shipping, free everything. It'll be a live drawing. I'll stream it, and so you guys know I'm not lying about this. We're getting closer. I'm at like, what, 3,300 to go, and the belt could be yours, but you gotta comment, you gotta subscribe, you gotta hit the bell notification as well. Guys, girls, let's get to the next hot take. John Womack, Sami Zayn, but I thought I was an honorary Oos. Exactly! He was an honorary Oos. A lot of people are like, hey, Sami Zayn should stay in his own lane and mind his own business. Yeah, well, Roman Reigns, the tribal chief, made him a bloodline member. They put honorary Oos. You are an adopted member of our family. So, you know, honestly, I kind of think he gets a say. Paul Heyman, he gets a say. Roman Reigns made him a bloodline member. You know, if Damian Priest wants to walk in and say all these things, then no, okay, then you can say, mind your own business, Damian Priest. But Sami Zayn paid his dues for the bloodline, and, you know, they accepted him, and so I feel that he gets a say in the matter. Acknowledge me, 292. Acknowledge me. I'm not dropping no hot take. I don't need to. I'm the tribal chief, and the tribal chief doesn't need to drop a hot take to acknowledging me as your tribal chief. I acknowledge Roman Reigns. He is my tribal chief. Low-key, though, Solo Sikoa is winning me over, too. Green Bean, poor Sammy is getting bullied by Jey again. Also, Happy American Made finally got the win. 100% Jey Uso, what he said to Sami Zayn, so out of line, so not cool. You're not blood. That dude, Oh, so mad. I did a video on it yesterday. I got done with Raw, hit record. I was so mad. You go watch that video, you'll see me just livid. However, so we're not going to focus on that because I'm sure there's a lot of comments about Sami Zayn, and we'll get to those. But American Made, yes, I'm so happy that they actually won. Now, they did win against the LWO's B team, but beggars can't be choosers. I'm just happy that they got a win because I think American Made has a lot of upside. And the fact that Chad Gable turned heel just to not win the Intercontinental title, formed a group just so they could lose and be spotlight for the Wyatt Six, create a bunch of really cheesy but funny, awesome vignettes just so they can lose their first or second outing in a tag team tournament. Yeah, I'm just kind of like, wait, why did Chad Gable re-sign with WWE? Please don't make him into just this really cool jobber faction. So I'm glad they won, even if it was against the B team of LWO. A win's a win. I'll take it. Universal Gamer 87, Sammy turns heel, attacks Jimmy, then Jey. I do prefer heel Sammy over face Sammy, but I just don't think it's going to happen. But you never know. You never know. Kevin just turned. Maybe Sammy turns and they link back up in their hatred of the bloodline. NBA All-Stars. Viking Raiders should take the titles off the Judgment Day, especially since they just returned in Judgment Day. Never defends the tag titles. So I agree with most of this post. I do think the Viking Raiders should take the tag team titles off of Judgment Day because that title on Judgment Day, they've done nothing with it. But I don't feel the Viking Raiders should get it because they returned. I actually want established tag teams to get it. You know, we have tag teams that are grinding just for a returning tag team to come in and take the belts. Little different here in that the Viking Raiders aren't established. Viking Raiders, War Raiders, because the War Raiders are an established team here, so it's cool, it's whatever, but I don't want to just always have someone new or returning come in to get the belt. Let the teams that have been here the whole time get the belt. But of the choices that were in the finals, yeah, War Raiders are the ones I want to have the title. I don't know how to pronounce the name. WWE, don't act like you didn't see the sign. Push Zelina Vega. I did not see the sign, but I'm assuming it said something about pushing Zelina Vega. And I don't know why they don't push her. She can speak. She was the reason Andrade got over in NXT because she was the manager. Plus, she's really good. Is she just too short? Because I know she's really short. And is that the reason why they don't push her? What is going on with Zelina Vega? Plus, she's very in tune with nerd culture. Honestly, she likes anime, she likes playing video games, all these things, and you're like, what does that have to do with anything? Why don't we just make a character out of that? There aren't any really nerdy characters, and I'm not saying, make her, glasses and everything, just, pocket protector nerd, but have her dip into that kind of culture. If you ever saw AEW, Miro, when he went in there, he had this horrible character of just like this video gamer. But if they gave that video gamer character to Zelina Vega, honestly, I think you could have something there. Cam Marmain, I see what Triple H is trying to do, and Bloodline fans will be mad. Triple H wants Sami to join Temu Bloodline while Cody joins the original Bloodline. No, Triple H, we want Sami to join OG Bloodline. Yeah, 100%. If Sami joins the new Bloodline and Cody then defaults to the old Bloodline, I'm not having it. I don't even know how they would do that, though, because that would then make new Bloodline a 5-member team. Just have Kevin versus Cody at Survivor Series. We don't need him in War Games. I don't care if his dad created War Games. He already had his War Games experience last year. KWC Wappy, Sami does have a point on how Jey was abused by Roman mentally and emotionally. I wonder how Sami might join the Bloodline. This is epic. A lot of people are like, Ken, I thought you liked Roman Reigns. I do like Roman Reigns. I'm just not going to excuse what he did to his people. I love the character Roman Reigns. I love the whole entire storyline, but he did mentally and physically abuse Jey Uso, and Sami is 100% right, and Roman Reigns is making amends. However, I don't feel that just because Roman Reigns is making amends that Jey then can go and be a jerk to Sami Zayn. Just because the cool kids want you back, Jey, don't mean you have to beat up the nerds who took you in while you were at your lowest. And I can call Sami a nerd because look at me. I'm like the stereotypical nerd, and he is right. This is epic. I cannot wait to see the final outcome, and I cannot wait to see Sami Uso back with the Bloodline throwing that one up. Down to Leonardo, as much as I love watching Damian wrestle, I think I would have rather had Sheamus versus Dom. That ending came off kind of flat, and Damian beating down JD, again, doesn't do anything for me or the party either. Yeah, but I guess, but I don't think they would have let Sheamus lose. I think they're setting up Sheamus versus Gunther to have a program, so I think Sheamus is just going to, like, win, and Dominic got to win. At the end of the day, Dominic got to win against Damian Priest, and yeah, he looks super weak after, but it don't matter. Dominic Mysterio's character is allowed to look super weak in victory. He can now go and be like, I beat you. I beat you, and now he gets a title shot, I think, against Gunther, or at least he's put in number one contenders match. I don't know exactly, but I do know that he's now up for consideration, and that's hilarious. If Dominic would have lost, I would have 100% agreed with you, but the fact that he won, I'm going to say I'm okay with this, but yeah, let's get Damian away from the Judgment Day. Fair Roja, 62-67. There is no OG bloodline without Sami Uso. I agree. He was a fixture of the Bloodline and a centerpiece of the Bloodline. Honestly, the Bloodline storyline kind of dipped. It was kind of like, I don't know, boring after WrestleMania 39 until Sami infused life into it. And Sami actually brought a lot of personality out of Jimmy Uso and everybody in the Bloodline. I mean, go back to a Sami Bloodline segment, and that is gold. Or You're Not Very Usy, or the Tribal Court. Sami Zayn, vital member of the Bloodline, so it's like, when people are like, stay in your own lane, Sami, this is his lane. He was in the Bloodline lane. DeVille Stewart, I understand what Sami Zayn was trying to tell Jey to be his own man and not worry about the Bloodline anymore, but later we saw Sami in the parking lot talking with Solo, but I don't believe for a second that Sami teamed up with Solo Bloodline against original Bloodline. Nah, it was probably just Sami doing what Jey did, but not on such a public stage, because hey, you know what? Honestly, the way that Jey came at Solo on SmackDown kind of was insulting to Solo and put him in a position where he kind of, as a leader and tribal chief, had to show, hey, if you come and embarrass me, I will come and embarrass you. So Sami was doing it off the books. Damian King, guys, don't worry, Sami isn't joining Solo. He was just telling him about Wendy's selling Krabby Patties. Is Wendy's selling Krabby Patties? I have the Wendy's app. I am not affiliated with Wendy's. I will be checking that out. That is not just a hot take, but a hot tip. Thank you, Damian King. Keyshawn Martin, the Bloodline carried Raw again because the only other thing that caught my eye was Bronson Reed. Yeah, Bronson Reed is doing an amazing stuff. Bronson Reed is must-see TV. When Bronson Reed gets on the screen, something crazy is going to happen. And I love that he said, hey, I promised Adam Pearce I wouldn't go in the building, but I'm out here. That was cool and unique. A good way to get into the parking lot without having to just have a brawl throughout the entire arena. Loved that. I don't know how to pronounce the name, but WWE is boring without a bloodline. I don't agree. There's a lot of things going on. CM Punk, Drew McIntyre, that was fantastic storytelling. Damian Priest as champion was really good. Gunther, he's awesome and amazing. We have the Motor City Machine Guns heating up the tag team division. We have Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair totally brought the women's title out of irrelevancy. There's a lot, but I do agree that the Bloodline is the most interesting aspect of WWE. But without the Bloodline, WWE, it's still good. TTJC, Finn missing the opportunity to get at Damian was a choice, but it can be argued that he was the only one to respect Dom's wishes. But that can be twisted with others saying Liv and them caring more. Yeah, you know, this is kind of like, I don't know where they're going to go with it. Honestly, I think Finn's going to be more mad than not in that Dominic got a win over Damian Priest when Finn Balor hasn't been able to, because even though the feud is supposed to be over between those two, Finn is still obsessing over Damian, and I think Dominic actually winning without Finn present is going to, I think that is actually the real story here. It's going to fester in Finn. TH3 Wolf, the Wolf, Sami turning heel and joining Solo will be so fire. Yeah, I don't see it happening. Yeah, they were talking, but nah, it's just not happening. Sami was playing peacemaker and trying to get Solo to just leave Jey alone. But I will say this, now that I think about it, if I got Sami Zayn as the old Bloodline Sami Zayn that was just like all crazy, kooky, and just on the mic and just funny and hilarious, that exact Sami Zayn, I might take him on Solo's bloodline, because if we got a good guy, Sami Zayn, on the bloodline, I don't think he's going to be kooky and crazy. The good guy, Sami Zayn's a lot more serious as an underdog, but bad guy, Sami Zayn, is so annoying. So, if we got the exact same Sami Zayn that was telling Logan Paul that he was a number 2 stain on the Tribal Chief's shoe, I might be okay with that, actually. I take it back. I actually might be okay with Sami joining the Temu bloodline. Damian King, Finn Balor needs to be presented as the main focus of the Judgment Day again. I agree. I 100% agree. Or just have Finn go on his own, because he's looking like a chump. Finn Balor Revenge Tour coming soon. He'll drop the Judgment Day and become Demon Finn once again. That's from Christian Salinas. I would be okay with that. I would definitely be okay with that. I can see that as the only really good thing to come out of this whole fiasco with Finn Balor and his feud with Damian Priest. Monster Jambrani. Where was Io Sky and Kairi Sane tonight? They're the best wrestlers on the roster today. I think they were a victim of a 2-hour show, and yeah, they just got cut, which is unfortunate because they have a title match coming up at Crown Jewel, so hopefully they get on NXT or SmackDown to kind of put some heat on their match. Christian Jasso. Rey Mysterio shouldn't be the one in the LWO contending for the tag team titles. I was rooting for them, but I need to see Rey in world title gold at least one more time before he retires. Yeah, I really don't think he should be in a tag team, but I think it was okay because it kind of just set up the bigger feud that's about to happen between him and Chad Gable, and finally a feud for Rey Mysterio that's not Dominic. Nico Bellic, JD McDonough is more of a draw than the majority of AEW. Hot take right there. Okay, I'm just gonna leave it as is, and you guys, you fans out there can determine, is JD McDonough more of a draw than the majority of AEW? Daniel Pabu. Definitely not yeet behavior from Jey, but I think Jey falling back into old bloodline habits might serve the story best. If the band gets back together and things just aren't working, it might help them realize they need to do and be better. Some people think that I hate on wrestlers when I have a criticism of them. Like, for the longest time, everybody was like, you hate Cody Rhodes. And I was like, no, his title reign is boring, but I love Cody Rhodes. I want his title reign to be good. And now I'm seeming to be getting a lot of people saying that I'm hating on Jey Uso because what? I don't want him to be a jerk to one of the only people on the roster to actually welcome him. Go back to the War Games when nobody wanted Jey Uso on the team, except for like Sami and Cody. Sami has been like such a good guy. So yeah, this is definitely no yeet behavior. It is kind of believable though, because human nature is to just, I don't know, once you're accepted back, you just kind of go back to your old ways. It's unfortunate, but it does happen. Teddy 420, Jey bullied Sami. I don't know if it would necessarily be called bullying, but he was definitely very rude, very inconsiderate, and very hurtful, and very not cool. So back to what Daniel Puba said, no yeet from Jey. Clarity 2115, Sami is instigating in business that isn't his. Shows you his weak character and where his heart is at. I guess we're just gonna have to see different on this. I might have a different perspective. I have a lot of friends who, how do I say this? Have been in jail. And a lot of times they come out of jail and they're acting one certain way and they're doing great, and suddenly they want to start hanging out with the people who got them in trouble in the first place. And I feel, as their friend, I should step in and say, hey dude, like, are you sure you want to do this? Because it's those people, they didn't care about you. They got you in trouble, and then what happened when you were in trouble? They kind of just left you. And who was there for you when everybody else was gone? And why are you now treating the people who were there for you like garbage so you can be around the people who got you in trouble in the first place? And I just see it like that. Again, I love the bloodline. Don't confuse it. These are separate issues. Roman's redemption arc is separate. A totally separate story than Sami trying to help a friend. They will interconnect, but right now they haven't. Yellow Balloon. Sami about to be the new Rock and Sock. The Rock and Sock connection. Mankind and The Rock. An odd couple for sure. I don't really know what you mean by this though. Sami maybe Sami and Jey being The Rock and Sami being Mankind. If you want to elaborate, please do so in the comment below. Professor Freeman, what baffled me the most is how Jey thinks Solo is worse than Roman. That's an interesting point there. Yeah, why is Solo Sikoa's bloodline worse than Roman's bloodline, Jey? Why? Thank you for that comment. That was a great comment. Archer Grover, poor Sami Zayn. I cried when I saw that. A lot of crying emojis. You could see the moment Sami's heart broke. Yo Gandhi, Jey opening up old wounds and turning heel. Laughing emoji. But yeah, I wouldn't say heel, but he's kind of going back to his cool kid ways. The Gotham Nation, Sami secretly talking to Solo. It means the new bloodline member will join Roman and the Usos. I think that's Zillafont too, because Sami always liked Solo, but I might be wrong, LOL. Yeah, I think you're wrong. I do think you're wrong, but I'm a little torn here, because now that I'm thinking of if I got old Sami Zayn on the bloodline, even if it was Solo, that would be kind of cool. And Sami as a hype man would be what Solo Sikoa's bloodline needs. They really do need a hype man, but nah, I really think that he was playing Peacemaker and he's going to go back to the OG. I think Jey will apologize. Got the Nation again. Sami is joining the Thug Line, and it won't be Usi. Maybe Solo wins him over by saying, you know what, Sami, you're not an honorary Us. You are an Us. Chris Handsome, hot take. They turned Jey into a moron in order to get this storyline to work properly. He should know by now Sami ain't like that and should not have realistically crashed out at him the way he did. Chris Handsome kind of has a point. By now he would know Sami's heart. He would 100% know it, because he would have seen it in the bloodline, and he would have seen it when Jey had no friends, no family, and Sami accepted him. And I think him jumping to the instant, you're not blood, you're not family, that was a little bit inconsistent. Antonio Rivera, New Judgment Day is by far, without question, no debating, the worst faction in WWE right now. Every important match they lose and look absolutely pathetic. Break them up, please. It's a dead horse. It's literally a dead horse at this point. Comic Head, even though I don't love how they're using Chad Gable right now, I can get into a Gable versus Rey Mysterio angle. Honestly, yeah, this is kind of like out of nowhere, but kind of cool nonetheless. So I'll take it. I'll definitely take it. These two, they're awesome and great, and they're not doing anything, and I could definitely go for a feud that doesn't necessarily revolve around a title. Troy Terrell, Finn gonna kick Dom out of the Judgment Day, and Dom gonna have a glow up. I feel he needs to be out. I think Finn is almost done with the Judgment Day, and when they lose the tag team titles, it's the final straw, and Finn's like, peace out. What will Dom do? He's ready. He's ready. He's been tethered to somebody his entire career, and it's been great for him, but I think he is ready now to go on his own and be the dirtiest Dom he could be. The smartest idiot. If JD and Finn leave Judgment Day will be the better heel Latino group than Santos group. Yeah, that's an interesting take. The smartest idiot also says Sami needs to stay in his own lane and stop getting everybody else's business. I mean, if your friend's about to drive off a cliff, you should probably speak up. DeVille Stewart, I'm shocked that Dom beat Damian. I bet Dom will tell Finn Balor, I'm the one that beat Damian for something you couldn't have done. That would be good. I think that's what's going to happen, actually. Now that I read this, Dominic is going to be like boasting that he beat Damian, and that is really going to get into Finn's head. Where the heck is Santo Escobar? I feel like the WWE need a legit new title for the mid-card. Well, for one, he is on SmackDown, so it's forgivable that he's not on Raw. But the fact is, there's a lot of mid-card people who kind of need something to go after. But, I don't know, every single time WWE is trying to introduce a television title, a cruiserweight title, a European title, it just doesn't really work. It is, though, a new regime, so maybe it would. But, I don't know. I'd be fearful that this new title would just be meaningless. So, I don't know. What do you guys think? Should we get a new title? Southpaw Jimmy. Adam Pearce should be running out with his team of security to stop sore loser Damian Priest instead of inserting himself in mutually feuding Seth and Bronson. That's hilarious, though. Sore loser Damian Priest. Yeah. Adam Pearce doesn't know what he's doing. He's just there, just trying to not sink the ship. And I love it. I can't pronounce the name. I think just like Bronson Reed. I'm not exactly sure how to respond to that, so I'm going to go to the next sentence. Ludwig should have won today's match against Sheamus. I was surprised he lost. I can see why you think Ludwig should have won because he is the future, but I think the immediate plans, Sheamus to go into a world title program with Gunther, so I guess that's why he won. Yanku Aquaman. Finn needs to find a way to make the title match between Gunther and Priest a triple threat and needs to win. I don't know why Gunther would allow Finn, though, into a triple threat. There would have to be some very creative booking for that to happen, but yeah, you know, if he won, then Gunther would be protected. If Finn pinned Priest, then Gunther has a claim that I never lost the title. Green Bean. New Judgment Day is just Dom and Liv. It's a whole faction. Why not focus on other members? Yeah, why not focus on other members? Judgment Day is a great example. Well, you know, the mid-Judgment Day is a great example on how to get everybody over. Do what we did in the past with Judgment Day and spotlight other members. Big LJR, a permanent move to 2 hours of Raw on Netflix should begin a roster purge for WWE. I don't think it's going to be 2 hours on Netflix. So I think they're just in a holding pattern. You're going to get a lot of people not getting spotlit on Raw for the next month or two, but when they go to Netflix, I bet it bumps back up to 2 or 3 hours. Or just Netflix without commercials is pretty much a 3-hour Raw with commercials, so we'll see what happens, but I think, though, they're going to hold on to everybody until at least they know exactly how Raw is going to be on Netflix. Negligent. Sami looked extremely hurt when Jey said he wasn't real family. He stabbed him in his heart. Sorry, 1800. The new Judgment Day sucks. Also, what Jey did is straight up messed up and shows Sami in the story still thinks he's a part of the family despite their issues. Yeah, I'm with you, sorry. Judgment Day sucks, and Jey shouldn't have done it, and Sami definitely still has some emotional ties to the bloodline. Negligence. After what Jey said, Sami should join Solo. Like, Sami tried so hard to fit in with the family of the bloodline and help Jey when he left, for only Jey to say he isn't family. Like I said, if I get crazy kooky hype man bloodline Sami Zayn, but it can only be in Solo's bloodline, I'll take it. I love that Sami. He was so funny. He's the one that came up with Uzi. Maybe Tama Tonga. Tama's just not feeling very tongued. So that's your hot take video for Monday Night Raw. Appreciate every single one of you commenting. Appreciate every single one of you watching, hitting the bell, hitting thumbs up. Helps the channel a lot to grow. Appreciate every single one of you. You guys, you gals, you pets of the guys and gals. Have a great day.